Okay, here we are in Gallatry Gate today, and I'm talking to Chris Coville, who's going to tell me, hopefully Chris, a bit more about the Break the Cycle project. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
That's right. Well, Break the Cycle is a project that was commissioned last year to work with fathers in the city of Leicester. It's been identified that if you work with dads to get them to engage with their children on an educational and social basis, that the children they develop better socially, educationally, they have more empathy, and they're less likely to be involved in crime or substance abuse. So it's quite an important project from that point of view.
Great. And what kind of things are is the project trying to get dads involved with?
Oh, well, we're offering group work at the moment, which is along the lines of a stay and play type situation, but it's more structured to try and get dads into the habit or involved with actually playing with their children and taking the time out, because as you're probably aware, there's a lot of difficulty with dads having the time really to be involved with their children, but with working patterns and so on, and a lot of the pressures that modern society puts on fathers really. We're also offering one-to-one work to work with dads that feel that they need a little bit of extra help and support in their role. And what we found over the time that we've actually been looking into researching the project is that there seems to be quite a great need, specifically in Leicester, for younger dads to be engaged with by somebody. They feel quite, how should I put it, they feel it's difficult to access services because they feel stigmatised to an extent with regards to why it is that they're in the situation that they're in, really, to be honest.
Yeah. You were just saying to me something interesting about a lot of people wanting to work with dads but not really knowing the best way of going about it. What have been your experiences so far?
Well, there's a lot of different theories with regards to how to work with dads, depending on who you talk to be honest with you. Some people think that it's all about working specifically with dads or specifically with mums. Other people feel that services don't necessarily need to change. It's just about changing the attitudes and the working practices of the people that are actually doing the work in the first place. So the part of what the project has been commissioned to do, really, is to kind of investigate that and find out what the real answer is there.
Yeah.
Which we're hoping we do eventually find.
Great. And what other kind of organisations are you working with to do this?
Well, we're working with Connections in Leicester. We're also working closely with the City Council and also with the Sure Start centres in the city as well. We're specifically, I know that Netherhall Children's Centre are very keen on working with us, and also one of our chaps has been over to Braunston Children's Centre and they're quite keen as well. So we have had some quite positive feedback from a couple of the children's centres with regards to working with us.
Great. Well, thanks for talking to me, Chris, and I hope the project goes really well. And I've also got with Chris Mr. John Costa, who's got an exciting announcement for us, Mr. Costa.
Yeah, hi Simon, how you doing? It's great here today during the National Family Week and National Volunteer Week. What we're doing is we've tied up, Citizens Eyes tied up with Chris and his great team, Richard, and injured it down at the Family Action Break the Cycle project, and we're going to launch a new Dad's News Agency today called DNA, Dad's News Agency. Quite a catchy little title. And the idea really is to work with dads around positive and maybe some not so positive stories that have experienced about being in a family unit, or they've been an ex-offender, or they've been experienced homeless, they haven't got access to their children. It's something going through the course at the moment. We've already got some people we've signed up today. I think Chris has had about 30 dads have joined, and a few people have come to me as well in Town Hall Square. And the idea really is to get together, capture that news, do a newsletter specifically for dads, and we can also feed that into the parenting network, and to get some of the dads to bring their kids along as well, those that have still got, with their children or got access to their kids, and actually produce a newsletter with, dads and their kids as well. So the Dad's News Agency really is quite groundbreaking, because rather than projects just running specific sessions for dads and male carers, the idea from our point of view is that we can access all of those children's centres and Sure Starts, so we're trying to get them involved and cover the work that they're doing with dads as well. You know what I mean? So it's quite an exciting development today, and I'm really quite proud to be working with Chris and his team. Have been very supportive and very positive. And next week the new SAW magazine's out, SAW Community. If you get a copy of that, we've actually got the launch information in there as well, and contact details for Chris and his team, so I'm really quite pleased. An important day today.
Yeah. And John, you said there's likely to be a newsletter for DNA. Is information already accessible on Citizens Eye?
Yeah, if you go onto the citizenseye.org website, look down the left-hand side, there's actually a section in place already for Dad's News Agency, DNA. And the idea really is we're starting to create that positive news stories for the city and the county. But also what we're doing is we're reaching out across the country. There's some great work being done up in the North East, I think, that Chris was telling me about. And we're going to try and reach out to those national Dad's networks, if you like, you know, Dad's Info and all that kind of stuff, to pull all that kind of stuff and show them really we're coming at it from a different point of view. You know, we're trying to work with dads so they're creating the news about themselves. And that's what community media is across all our news agencies. You know, it's about taking ownership of what people think about you and how they report things for you. So.
Yeah. So I think both projects are really positive. Thanks for talking to me
Thanks
today,
very much.
and I hope they both go really well.
Cheers.